kati yao wenyewe, malumbano ambayo pia yataelekezwa na maswali kutoka kwangu Zubeida na mwenzangu Francis Gashuri. Maswali ni yetu wenyewe na hayajajadiliwa kati yetu na yeyote yule ndani au nje ya kampeni husika.
And indeed, our questions are clustered into 6 segments, each running for 15 minutes. As per our debate rules, each candidate has 2 minutes to make an opening statement, 2 minutes to answer a question, and 60 seconds for a rebuttal. The topics have carefully been selected through a thorough assessment of sentiments over Kenyans across the country.
Na maelekezo yetu pia yanashauri na kuwataka wagombeaji wote kuendeleza mjadala huu kwa lugha, nia na njia zinazohifadhi heshima kati yao, kati yetu hapa na hata kwa watazamaji wanaofuatilia matangazo haya mbashara. Hii ina maana kwamba lugha isiyofaa, ikiwa ni pamoja na maneno yanayoweza kupewa tafsiri ya matusi, hayataruhusiwa kwenye mjadala huu.
The same responsibility shared by the audience seated here in the auditorium. Debate rules do not permit any cheers or jeers, except now, when we turn our attention to the debate platform to welcome the deputy presidential candidates, Justina Wamae and Ruth Musheru.
Naam, kulingana na kura ambayo imepigwa awali kuambatana na wanaowania wakiwa wagombea wenza kwenye kinyang'anyiro cha urais kwenye uchaguzi mkuu ujao, Justina Wamae wa Roots Party ndiye amepata nambari ya kwanza, kumaanisha kwamba ndiye atazungumza akiwa wa kwanza, na vile vile tuko naye Ruth Musheru wa chama cha Agano. Karibuni sana.
Asante.
Welcome, ladies, and for purposes of this discussion, allow me to refer to you as Madam Justina and Madam Ruth. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let me start with you, Madam Justina. You have 2 minutes to tell us why do you want to be Deputy President in the Republic of Kenya?
Thank you very much, Kashori and Zubeida, and thank you everyone who is here. We appreciate. Justina Wamae is emotionally intelligent, she's vibrant, she's someone who looks into the future. And given the fact that I was born in Kibera and I am where I am today, I feel I've achieved, which is encouragement to anyone at home. In 2013 and 2017, I must say I was a consumer of this production. I was at home watching, but today I'm part of the production. So I feel very humbled, and given that I understand the role of a DP, that you deputize the president in all execution of his duties, I am ready for it. My educational background in procurement, having a master's in procurement, links with the public service. We are out to run an efficient government, a government that looks into how we are managing our money. So that gives me the upper hand. And again, being 35 years a youth, I can resonate with the challenges the youth are facing. Besides, I had ran for Mavoko in 2017, member of National Assembly. And many people were asking, why the member of National Assembly? My drive then was to go into National Assembly and formulate and sponsor bills that are youth responsive. So when I speak here, I know the plight of the youth, I know the plight of the women, and my focus is telling the Kenyans the truth, that it is not easy, but we are going to make it. The future is beautiful for Kenya, and that is what Roots Party stands for.
Naam, shukran sana Bi Justina. Bi Ruth, una muda wa dakika 2 kuanzia sasa kutueleza mbona unatosha kuwa makamu wa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya.
Asante sana Zubeda. Nashukuru the media council that you have given us the chance to sell our manifesto and tell the Kenyans what we have for you. I am Ruth Musheru. I am a daughter. I am a wife to one Mr. Mutua. I am a mother, and I'm here before you to tell you what Agano is coming to change, and the required change that all Kenyans have been waiting for. And to ensure that whatever you desire and whatever you want to achieve, Agano gives you. And what our policy is that we bring the money back. Agano inarudisha pesa ya Wakenya.
Welcome. And once more, Madam Justina, the role of Deputy President is outlined in the Constitution.
Yes.
Do you understand that role well? And how would you utilize it if elected Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, together with your presidential candidate, in the August 9th general election?
In the Constitution, the role of Deputy President is outlined in Article 147. The first sub-article says that you're to deputize the President and in execution of his duties. I understand this because currently we're having challenges, and maybe it's because of the aspect that politics in this country has taken. Politics is about numbers, they say. Politics is about tribal inclination and who has the tyranny of numbers. But our idea as Roots Party is that every Kenyan is having the challenge of unemployment, high cost of living. So we are here to speak to an individual Kenyan, devoid of tribe. And when I stand here, how am I going to execute? My work is not to start fighting my boss and telling him, I brought this in, I am better than you in this. No, my role is to support the Roots Party manifesto, which, by the way, it focuses on economic upswing, which we shall discuss, and legalizing and regulation of marijuana, which we shall also discuss in length. So I understand my role well, and for me, I do know that there's a president who is the supreme, and then I come in as a support system.
Madam Ruth, similar 2 minutes to respond to this question. Your understanding of the role of Deputy President, yes, and how would you execute that function of Deputy President if elected in about 20 days?
We know that Deputy President is the second highest political seat. So my business is to assist the President. My business is to sit in while the President goes out on duty. My business is to ensure that this country runs as long as the President has given me the mandate to do so. So Kenyans will not have the gap. And for me to have been picked as the lady of Agano Party, I am coming in to bring a balance. I am coming in to bring a change and decision-making on the woman level and the youth level.
Madam, kidogo samahani, una dakika moja unusu, bado na dakika 20, sekunde 20, bado una la kuongeza au umekamilisha?
Makamu wa rais huwa anasaidia rais mwenyewe, huwa anasaidia kutekeleza majibu ile, the work that has been given to her in the presidential aspect. So my business is to assist. My business is to play the part of assisting and implementing what the captain and the 5th Mwaure David has stipulated.
Na hapo basi ndio nitaingia. Justina amesema kazi ya makamu wa rais ni kusaidia. Je, mnakuja kusaidia tu? Mna mawazo? Ni watu ambao mnaweza kushauri, au umechaguliwa kwa sababu nyinyi ni wanawake? Wewe binafsi umechaguliwa kwa sababu wewe ni mwanamke, au ni kwa sababu una uwezo?
Kwanza hilo swali la kuwa wanawake, Ruth and I are assuring Kenyans, hakuna catfight hapa, si ndio?
Hakuna.
We are going to share and execute what Roots Party requires. We are just not only supporting. The Deputy President has a role in giving their voice. And my role there is to amplify the youth voice, to amplify the women voice, because as it is where we are, I am happy because in leadership you have women in leadership, but we need more. So our role is to put in that the women also can add value. We are here to represent, or I'm here to represent the Kenyan woman in the kitchen who knows the high cost of cooking oil. It's affecting her. I'm here to represent the women who fuel their own cars. I'm here to represent the stay-at-home women who, when you tell your husband to give you money, he starts thinking you're not spending the money well. Yet it is the economy that has deteriorated. There's so much inflation. So it is not just to support. That is part of it. Part of it is to amplify our agenda as women, who we have been left behind for a very long time in this development agenda. So kusupport na kuweka sauti zetu kama mimi, kama wanawake na kama vijana.
Madam Ruth, what is your voice then? What, arguably in the political sphere, somebody would ask you, what do you bring to the table? So what do you bring to the table in terms of capacity, in terms of the understanding of this role, in terms of your ability to execute the functions of Deputy President, if Kenyans give you the nod in about 20 days in this election?
Okay, what I'm bringing in, one is the difference in leadership, that now, for the first time, to make history, is that we will have a lady Deputy President. That for me is a key factor. I am coming in with intelligence, with my intelligence. I am coming in corruption-free. I'm coming in as a trustworthy person. I'm coming in to bring the development agenda that has been left out of the woman and the youth.
Na Bi Justina, inakutia wasiwasi kwamba kwa upande mmoja mnaonekana ni kama kidogo kama Roots Party mnakuja kukiuka maadili, unaogopa kwamba hiyo inamweka kidedea Bi Ruth katika kinyang'anyiro hiki, kwamba unaonekana nyinyi mnakuja kuharibu, yeye inamweka kidedea katika kuvutia kura zaidi, inakutia wasiwasi?
Sina wasiwasi kwa sababu Wakenya mahali wamefika. Mkenya amefinyika because uchumi umezorota. Idea zetu ni za kusaidia Wakenya. Kwa hivyo sina uoga wowote, niko hapa nitajibu maswali yote, because my role nilipoingia nilisema ni kudestigmatize manifesto ya Roots Party. Hata Ruth kabla anipige tukue na malumbano, ningependa asikize vizuri, ndio akiniuliza swali be from a point of her understanding. Kwa hivyo sina uoga wowote.
Na unaposema, nikupe dakika nyingine moja, unaposema hauna uoga wowote, awali nimesikia ukizungumza kuhusu tyranny of numbers. Nyinyi wawili yaonekana ni wageni katika ulingo wa siasa. Hauoni kana kwamba kuwa wageni kule kuna wapa ile disadvantage mkilinganisha na wale ambao pia wanagombea wadhifa huu wa kuwa naibu rais? Nyinyi ni wageni kwenye ulingo wa siasa.
Ndio, naweza kuwa mimi ni mgeni, lakini mgeni huja na heri njema. Miaka 30 tunaobishana nao wamekuwa kwenye siasa. Tyranny of numbers imetumika kila saa kusema watu wetu. Lakini kama iko sahi, ni kila Mkenya awaze ajiulize, hawa viongozi ama hii serikali inanifaidi aje kibinafsi? Kwa hivyo mimi na Roots Party tunaleta a mind shift, change of mindset. Mkenya akuwe selfish kivyake, aseme ingawaje kabila langu liko uongozini sijasaidika, lakini hawa hata kama sio kabila langu wako na agenda na wanataka kupeleka Kenya mbele. So I'm not scared in any way.
Anakutisha Ruth? Anakutisha Justina?
Not at all, not at all. Tuko hapa kuleta mabadiliko ile Wakenya wanatarajia. So we are coming in to bring the change. Hii ni uongozi mpya. We are not frightened with the fact that there is tyranny of numbers. Those are numbers. But the actual fact is Wakenya wamechoka. Tumekuja kuleta mabadiliko ile wamekuwa wakingojea.
Madam Ruth, 30 more seconds. Where are those numbers? Unasema you also have your numbers. Where are those numbers?
The numbers are there, Francis. You know, as the fifth Mwaure Wahiga said, some of these research institutes have been sponsored. So what they are doing to us and the Kenyans is reverse psychology. So that means they're trying to say the tyranny of numbers has an upper hand. Lakini ninataka kueleza kuna mabadiliko na agano iko site, watu wakate simu.
Na vile Bi Justina,
yes.
Tunapoangalia katika uongozi na katika nafasi ambayo mmesema kwamba mnaielewa vyema ya makamu wa rais, tuseme kwa mfano kesho mgombea urais kwa tiketi ya Roots Party awe kwamba hawezi kuongoza, tuseme umechaguliwa, nini ambacho kinakupa hiyo motisha au uweze kuwa na ule ushawishi wa kuwa kwamba unaweza kuongoza kama rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya? Kweli unatosha kuongoza kama rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya?
Zubeida, ukiangalia leadership iko na two aspects, the hard and the soft. The hard ni what you have been doing, legislations and regulations, but the soft is you talk to the hearts and minds of Kenyans. Hearts of minds of Kenyans inasema 5.5 million of Kenyans are unemployed. 1.2 million of Kenyans live below the poverty line of 220 shillings daily. That is what Kenyans are speaking about. Na hiyo ndio inanipatia courage, nasema ingawaje labda amwezi jizungumzia, mimi najitoa na nazungumzia. That is the truth of the matter, that Kenyans are struggling. Pia niko hapa, I'm representing the many parents who take loans to educate their children. Unajua wazazi wetu wakati walikuwa wanaona ati wao wakichukuliwa kazi ilikuwa after form 4 wanaenda kazi kwenye benki. But now our time, mzazi hiyo time akaona labda degree ndio itasaidia mtoto wangu apate kazi. Unfortunately, hakuna kazi, wazazi wamejekelea loans. Kwa hivyo mimi nazungumzia wazazi wetu, nazungumzia ule youth hana kazi, nazungumzia mpaka wale watu ambao in 1998 kulikuwa na bomb blast. Our Kenya wengi, over 3,000 were never compensated. And this comes to the respect. Unajua wenye walilipwa ni watu wa American Embassy and the Tanzanians and those Americans who are victims. But Kenyans were not compensated. In my thinking, mtazamo wangu ni kwamba hawakulipwa kwa sababu Kenya haipewi heshima. Utapewaje heshima na una pesa? Angalia Middle East. Wakenya wanaenda kutafuta greener pastures, wanatesekea huko. Many a times people ask ati ambassador anafanya nini? Lakini niulize, ambassador na pesa ya mafuta. Sisi hatuna, ni madeli tumejaza tele. Atawezaje kusimama na huyu mwingine? So our idea na Kenya kinanisukuma ni kwamba tunataka Kenya ipewe heshima, and we want when we talk, venye mzungu alisema put your money where your mouth is, tuweze kuongea juu tuko na nguvu.
Madam Justina, 1 minute. There's something that has come up about sponsorship. Are you being sponsored by anybody? Your ticket to run for this presidential race?
No, we are not being sponsored. And this is a question I'm posing. Where should we have the best ideas than the sponsoree, if that's the question? Our idea is unique, we are fresh, we are new, we are not being sponsored. The challenge we are facing is that when we say that this one is doing well, people say we are being sponsored by the other. When we say we anafanya vizuri, tunasema si hivyo. But the politics you are pushing right now is that politics you are doing. Politics is about amplifying the voices of Kenyans, giving different interest groups their voices. Na mwenye anashinda tunampa heshima. So we are not being sponsored by anybody. We are here mpaka mwisho.
Ruth, where do you get the impression that they are being sponsored by anyone?
Clearly, wanakatata kutupatia even our own marks. In school, even the student who has 0, wanarudishiwa karatasi yake na scorecard. Lakini sasa our research institutes wamekuwa sponsored, wanatoa huyu mtoto mmoja, which I seriously think that ni kupunguza, wanapunguza namba zetu. Probably we could be a threat because Kenyans are tired. They want new leadership.
Na haswa iwapo hampati ufadhili au msukumo kutoka kwa mtu yeyote, haswa nani anafadhili kampeni zenu kama Roots Party?
Our mode of campaign ni kama ile ilitumika na PM wa India, Modi. Wakenya wamechoka in a way, they tell us come to Nakuru. Tunawaambia hatuna pesa. Someone tells you end of fuel kwa petrol station yangu, ama wanajiunga wenye petrol station, fuel there. Mwingine lala in my hotel, I'll give you food. Bora mkuje Nakuru muongeleshe watu. That is our mode of campaign. And by the way, hakuna pesa si tumeibia Mkenya. And that is what hiyo kasumba tunataka kubadilisha. Kenyans, I blame you for poor leadership. Because kila sasa ya siasa watu wanasemanga kameiva tunakafunga, because mwanasiasa akikuja you want to be given something. Hiyo ndio ina motivate wanasiasa kuiba, wakiingia ndani they recoup, there's return on investment. Haizi ekelea pesa yake hapo alafu afikiria ati unakula freely. No wonder we have bad leadership. Kwa hivyo wewe Mkenya ukiona watu wanakuja campaign, usituchukie juu hatuna kitu. Sisi tuko na idea ya kupeleka Kenya mbele. In the next 5 years tukiwa kwenye kiti, mtakuwa mnatupatia pesa ya campaign.
Na labda ni kuongeza dakika moja, je, Roots Party inakuja kuharibu kura ya vijana na kuharibu vijana?
Naweza sema nobody owns anyone's vote. Our role hapa ni kuambia wa Kenya that there is alternative. Si kila siku hiyo 30 years mmeambiwa ati tunafanya hivi. No, ours is to give alternative. No one owns any vote. Na Mkenya usiogope kupigia Roots Party kura ati because wewe ni wa nani. And there's also another question. Kenyans are saying you should have started earlier. Let me say this. Official campaign period began on May 29th, 2022. So hakuna mapema tungekuja because we follow the law. Number 2, we have not yet gone into election. So you can vote for Roots Party, usiogope ati jueni wa mtu mwingine. And finally, wa Kenya, kuambiwa that you're owned by someone is negating on our gains on democracy. This debate here has to achieve the purpose. The purpose is to convert the many Kenyans who we never find during the campaign trail, lakini wako kazini. So musikize na tuendelee pamoja.
Bi Ruth, labda kuambatanisha na hilo, mmeonekana kutoridhika sana na yale ambayo yanaendeshwa na Roots Party. Mna wasiwasi eti kwamba wanakuja kuharibu vijana, kwa nini?
Tuseme ukweli. Marijuana, bangi, we say it is illegal. Sasa hii sera wanakuja kuuza, tunangoja kusikia venye wataweza kutuzia sisi wenyewe. And already, it is an illegal substance. So how do we work around such manifestos? So maybe Justina will let us know further how far they can go with marijuana. I will give an example of kijana moja alikuwa nafanya kazi some place that I lived back then. Alikuwa nafieka nyasi at 11 p.m. Na nikenda nikamuuliza. So I asked him the following morning because I had the noise from outside. Nikamuuliza what happened. Okay, I had heard the history that anavuta bangi. So I asked him in the morning, kwa nini ulikuwa unafyeka nyasi saa 5 za usiku? Akaniambia, madam, nilikuwa napunguza kazi ya leo. So realistically, kama unapunguza kazi ya leo kufyeka nyasi 11 p.m, I think kuna shida na tunaweza kuwa tunaelekea in the wrong direction.
Madam Justina, now you seem eager to say something about that?
Yeah, I'm happy Ruth is very respectful and she wants to listen to our manifesto. Let me say this. Our idea, and Kenyans, I want us to be very conscious and, open up your minds. And before I explain, let me give you a quote by a guy called Ralph Waldo. He said, in every generation, there are map makers who see opportunities, seize the opportunity, and open man's vision to the future. That is the direction Roots Party is taking. Now, marijuana, it's true, it's unfortunate. By the way, it's true, many people get that I have seen. I cannot say that they are not there. But remember, most people have mental challenges because of one, unemployment, cost of high living, that brings about depression. Halafu unaona watu wanapigana kwa malumbano, so high cost of living can account for the madness in this country. Actually, in Mathare, or rather the statistics in Kenya, 3 million of Kenyans suffer mental challenges. Why is it so, and yet marijuana is illegal? But let me say this, the marijuana we are advocating for. I'm happy that Kenyans have all gone through a science class in primary, a biology class in high school. There's something called species, or cousins of plants. The marijuana is a plant, yes.
No.
Muda
umekwisha, lakini nitakuongezea sekunde 30 kabla nirudi kwake Ruth. Wewe binafsi umewahi vuta bangi?
Sijawahi na sitawahi. Sijawahi na sitawahi.
Hujawahi na hautawahi.
Zubeida, usikize hapa.
Kidogo niulize swali kisha utanijibu na nitakupa dakika 2 kuweza kueleza. Hujawahi kuvuta bangi na hautawahi kuvuta bangi.
Ile tutavuta ni ya ku purify.
Na mbona mruhusu vijana na mbona mhubiri kitu ambacho wewe binafsi haukiamini? Mbona uhubiri mvinyo ilhali wewe unakunywa maji?
Haya, tulia Zubeida, usikie mambo. Now, Kenyans, like I said, we are here to open up your vision to the future. There are 2 species of marijuana, or they are cousins, let me say that. Cousin moja anaitwa THC, which has the psychoactive ingredient. That is the cannabis sativa that you hear all the time, imeshikwa na watu wa DCI. But sisi focus yetu ni CBD, or cannabis. That one gives you industrial hemp. So when you go hata venye professor anasema itapandwa kwa expressway and you pick a leaf and chew, it's only going to give a detox, let me tell you. And saiji watu wako na simu zao. Can you Google hemp seed sales in Kenya? Those products are in sale because zinakwambia zinakupatia immunity, zinakupatia omega 3, unaona, it boosts your immunity. Those products are on sale and they do not have the psychoactive ingredient yenye inafanya watu wana lose focus. That is the bangi we are advocating for. And industrial hemp is used in 9 sectors, namely textile, construction, magari, makeup, unaona hii makeup tumejipaka. The options, food and beverage, the options are many. So we are not here. And let me tell you Kenyans, consumption ama kuvuta ni kitu kidogo sana.
Ruth, unamwamini?
Simuamini. Ya kwanza amesema ni ya kupurify. I don't know what we are purifying with bang. I don't know what part we are purifying. Kwa hivyo ningetaka aweze kutuelezea kama ni damu tunaosha, kwa sababu kama ina purify na ni dawa, si tuapishwe 10th alafu 11th hospitali zifungwe kwa sababu ni dawa. Let us hear, how does it purify? I would wish to know.
Nimjibu, Ruth, purifying si ati detox, kuna difference. Nimesema purify si detox. Kwa hivyo una need dawa ndio. And most medicine is made out of marijuana. Those medicine for epilepsy, cerebral palsy, pains, easy pains, watu wanakuanga chronic pains. So medicine inatengenezwa from marijuana. So already you're consuming. But nimesema purification process. Purification process, angalia, purification process ni, we have a challenge in this country. Mainly corruption. 2 billion is lost every day. We were told that. But you know corruption stems from what? Scarcity mentality. There are no other options in this country to make money. So everyone wants to go into politics where the salaries are lucrative. So your scarcity mentality, unaingia, you amass for yourself. So we are going to be purifying the scarcity mentality and the bad impact of corruption, colonialism, tribalism. Hizo vitu ni spiritual and we are going to purify them. Ndio ziishe kwa hii nchi. Ndio tukianza kazi, ile siku tutaapishwa, Kenya ikuwe safi, clean slate. So we are not smoking at kufurahisha.
Justina, umesema how you don't take the substance. Now umesema that means we are all consumers of bang through medicinal,
yes.
The medicinal part of it. So that means then why are we having it legal in our constitution? So what is the reason why we have not legalized it from the beginning? That means kuna madhara ile wataalamu wanajua ndiposa hawajapitisha hapa kwetu Kenya.
Let me answer Ruth. Ukiangalia NACADA ilipatiwa gazettement in 2001. The economic challenge at that time, we had a government, a new election was coming up in 2002. There was teacher strike, banker strikes, the economy was doing badly. So IMF told Kenya, come up with a law criminalizing marijuana. And you know IMF ni akina nani? China is there, France is there, UK is there, Canada is there, US is there, they have legalized. So for them waliona, our jinga Joanna do, let me use that word, we give them, we curtail their opportunities. Remember, we have arable land, plenty of land for this thing. So they curtailed our potential to invest in this so that they can give us loans on high interest. That was the idea. And when I say Kenya inastahili heshima, it's because we are disrespected juu hatuna pesa. So our idea, if they have legalized, yet they are the same ones who are coming here to tell us it's wrong, then I think we are still being colonized.
Aki Justina, mi sija approve hiyo.
I don't expect you to
sija approve kwa sababu Jamaica would have been a first world country.
They are doing so well in terms of their economy. Their GDP is growing more than ours.
Imekaa sana, basi imekaa sana.
They are doing well. Take a book.
Madam Justina, in 2 minutes.
Yes.
Marijuana is not just illegal in Kenya. It is also illegal in other countries.
Yes.
We've also seen situations in this country where certain people grow marijuana. Why have they not been rich if growing marijuana was such a lucrative business?
When you look at our neighbors, let's talk about Africa. Malawi has legalized for medicinal and it's restricted. Uganda is doing it, but it's the Israeli government who have come in to help them. As it is with their loan, Uganda was about to go the Sri Lanka way. So Uganda went to Israel, you know their land is rocky. So they came here and they were located in Uganda, 500,000 acres in terms of a bilateral agreement, and they are reaping returns from that. So the other countries, they have done it. Why not us? Why not us? Why should we not do it? That is my question. And like I said, our role is to open the vision, Kenyans' vision into the future. Marijuana is versatile. I said it is used in 9 sectors. Food, beverage, medicine, construction, textile, makeup, you know, easy fibers za gari. A headlight today, ukigongewa headlight yako, goes for 27,000 for those who own cars. But you know why? Because the demand is in Kenya, but the supply iko China. So of course the forces of demand are in place, na ndio maana inakuwa costly. And I'll say this, there is this governor of Minnesota, he was called Jesse Ventura. Jesse Ventura was in wrestling a while back. But why he was fighting for legalization of marijuana in Minnesota was because after 41 years of marriage, his wife suffered epilepsy. And he was pushing because when he took her to South Carolina, she got well. So the idea is do not control the supply, control the demand by making sure it's going into the 9 sectors that you have said and for export. That is our idea.
Madam Ruth, I can see disbelief all over your face.
I still do not agree to all this theory. Na ndiposa naambia wa Kenya, kateni simu, agano iko side. This is not practical. The law tells us clearly that it is illegal to have bang. So how else, na amesema, na yeye mwenyewe alisema ama amesema sahi, that they will smoke bang on the 10th. I'm looking for a happy mother. I am a mother.
Ruth,
I'm looking for a happy mother
CBD, not
that will, no,
CBD.
I am looking, allow me to answer. I'm looking for a happy mother who will attest that mtoto wake amevuta bangi and they are okay. Yeye mwenyewe pia najua ni mama. Nataka kujua, atakubali mtoto wake avute bangi on that 10th. Because for me, I don't think I would allow my children to take it up, nor my sisters and brothers.
Good question. And I'm going to answer this question to you and Kenyans as Mama Wambui. I said open up your minds, dear Kenyans. The marijuana we are advocating for is industrial hemp I think I gave the clarification, not THC. So Ruth, stop belaboring this idea that we are smoking. It is not for consumption. And is it smoking? It is for purification. You can even put it in those things, you know, you nature mamali, inatoa scent. So it's not smoking, it's purification. There's a difference.
Okay,
and it's true. It's true, Ruth.
Okay.
Mothers are suffering. Let me say this. I don't want to come off like I don't relate. I have seen mothers are suffering. And that is why Ruth's party has said, anyone who attempts to grow cannabis sativa, we are growing CBD or cannabis. We already have regulations in place. Number one, we license all farmers. Number two, we'll introduce agricultural officers to go around this country looking at those farmers and what they're doing. And there's a distinction. Even you, Kenyan, you can report someone growing sativa. Why? The leaves of industrial hemp are very large, but the leaves of sativa are very small. So the agricultural officers will control licensing. So I think we're already controlling this measure.
Let me give you one more minute to explain this. This is the theoretical talk about agriculture in terms of growing marijuana. What are the practicals? Have you identified the areas that you intend to grow this marijuana? What are the economic returns if this was to be allowed, if you're to become deputy president?
Okay, marijuana is going to spur our economy because agriculture has been given a backseat. The challenge we're having now because of law, many of the Kenyans or the youth who are in the bread basket of Kenyans have migrated to the urban areas to do what? To be boda riders. They're thinking there's money because agriculture, they're not viewing it like it has money. So these are the returns. Look at China, for example. In 2021, they made 1.2 billion USD out of 169,000 acres. That is China. Now look at our case. And by the way, land in Kenya, when you look at the NLC report, Kenya is close to 144 million in acres. 80% they say is dry and arid. 20% is what we are using. So when you bring marijuana will be like crop cover to stimulate our soil so that it can be able to produce other things. So we are focusing on the arid area, the 80% of it. 20% of it is where Kenyans are crowded. So we'll open up space so that we use all the other land that we have.
Bi Ruth, kidogo kuambatana na kile ambacho wamesema, unadhani uchumi wa Kenya haujaimarika kwa sababu hatujahalalisha bangi? Wakenya wanaumia kutokana na gharama ya maisha kwa sababu hatujahalalisha bangi?
Hapana, sikubaliani na hiyo. Uchumi umezoroteka kwa sababu ya corruption. And that is why Kenyans, we are coming in to bring in a new leadership, a new change in how things run in this country, and give a Gano party, Mwaure Waihiga, the chance to come and be the president of this country. Corruption has eaten us up. In every corner of each sector, corruption has eaten us up. It's not that we do not have bangi, lakini corruption imetukula sisi wenyewe. We have eaten ourselves up, and a few of us know ourselves. So we are going to deal with that.
Let me add something quickly. Okay, when you look at private businesses, they look at what is our competitive edge. How can we be ahead of our competitors? So it's not that uchumi imeharibika because of no legalization of bangi. Of course, I agree with Ruth, corruption should be blamed. But look at this situation, that if private businesses are looking into the future, why is government scared to look into the future? And the future is legalization of industrial hemp or marijuana. So our idea as Roots Party is to run a profitable government, devoid from increasing taxes from Kenyans, from getting further debt, but we are going to look for our own money. Our own money will come from legalizing and regulation of marijuana. Case in time, a pilot study will be Kulalu Galana, the 1 million acre project. Iyo equal 1 million, that is times 5 of what China got in 2021. So we'll have 6 billion USD. You can do the math in Kenyan shillings. That money is money that will be used to pay teachers, pay the civil service, increase their salaries in trenches. So for us, tunangalia competitive edge, what private businesses do.
Niulize Justina swali kidogo. Kuna kuanga na employee incentives. Ukifanya kazi kwa bakery, huwa wakati mwingine unapatiwa mkate uende nayo nyumbani. Na je, bangi watenda nyumbani na nini?
Watenda nyumbani na very good question. Watenda nyumbani na proceeds of bangi. And it's good you brought me to this idea. The youth in this country, not all of them want to be employed. But hawa vijana wanatafuta capital. Unaenda bank unaitishwa logbook, title deed. Kweli? You don't have. What you are going to do with Roots Party? I told you government owns 10% of 144 million acres. In every county, government land will give 200,000 acres to our youth. We'll have a thing like the YALI project, which we are calling Roots Entrepreneurship Initiative. Tunafanya competition, tunachukua 50,000 youth. Kwa hiyo mradi ya 200,000 acres. Na ujue bangi grows in 4 months. So akishauza hiyo bangi yake, hiyo proceeds, 2.8 million according to hesabu za China, youth atakuwa na capital, seed capital ama capital to boost their business. So you won't take home bangi, Ruth. You'll take home capital for investment.
But ni illegal, lakini bado watu wanavuta. I don't know how we will deal with those incentives.
So those are the challenges in this country. In fact, we should ask the ones who are in government now, why is it illegal and Kenyans are smoking? That's the question to them.
Kwa hivyo Ruth, kwa wewe ni kuhalalisha kutohalalisha bangi au ni swala la maadili?
Kutohalalisha, the constitution does not allow.
Lakini unaona kwamba inahujumu maadili?
Sorry?
Inahujumu maadili au haswa tatizo lenu kama Agano Party ni kwamba bangi ni mbaya, haistahili kuhalalishwa au ni swala la maadili?
Ni maswala ya maadili na si Agano Party, ni wa Kenya. Kama it is already legal, it is currently illegal. So how safe is it? How safe is it when we start taking it up? That means we are destroying a whole generation. We are destroying our children. I am concerned as a Kenyan.
So you're being unfair to Ruth. You know Ruth cannot support her manifesto. So it's true atasema ni mbaya.
Let me give you some 60 more seconds, Ruth.
Yes.
Is it a question of faith and values that drives your opposition to the Roots Party's manifesto and proposal to engage in marijuana farming?
It is more values. It is more value and faith too, yes. It is more values and faith too. Because I'm trying to look at, right now, currently what is happening in Kenya right now. Nirudie statement. It is illegal. Lakini watoto wamejaa madhare. Wamama wanalia pale nje. So I'm wondering, how many are smiling? How many are going to smile? How many are educated out there to know that hii ni biashara, mtoto hafai kuvuta? Children are idle out there. Watajaribu kuvuta kidogo, and you know the consequence is going to be what we all know. Tunapoteza ufahamu, tunapoteza future.
I think I was clear on the control measures on this, Ruth. Nilisema the seed will be CBD, tutatumia KEFIS, tutapatiana licenses, we'll reintroduce agricultural officers to man or inspect what Kenyans are doing, and we are also going to bring back the NYS, those ones who have graduated, to control government marijuana. So I think the control measures, and that is why we are saying legalize and regulate.
Unajua hata ile shamba iko thika pale ya mananasi iko na control measures, lakini bado watu wanaiba.
Sasa it is our Kenyans, we need to change tabia zetu venye Ruth anasema.
Yes, you take electrical fence, I don't know.
Very well. Let me move you now to a different aspect of this debate.
Yes.
In 2 minutes,